So I finally cracked open this book, A Girl of the Limberlost. I'd have to look at the title. I don't know who the author is, that my grandmother gave to me. And I had forgotten that she even gave it to me because I found the Christmas sign signature from her name, and it was from 99. So I was born in 89, so I was 10. Teddy's turning 10 this year. I don't know why I don't know why I didn't read it before this, but I'm reading it, and it's about this I'm only like I'm not even to the second chapter yet, but I'm just like, I couldn't put it down. And it's like about this little girl that she's got a mind of her own, and she decides she was born in I don't know what the year, I'm sure it says the year somewhere in there, but it's like back when. So she's a country girl, and all the people that go to school are the town people that have money, and their family doesn't have any money, but she decides she's going to go to school and get an education. And she goes to the school, and she's got all these, she already knows it's gonna be hard, like it's gonna be crazy. And it starts off with like her mom being like mean to her, and she gets through the day. She's like the bravest thing ever, because she's just like, she's like well spoken, and she's like, but she sees all the people making fun of her, and all her clothes are all different. She didn't have books. She didn't know where to go. She had to figure it out. And she's like bawling at the end of the day. And then her neighbor comes over, and they're having a chat, and they pretty much adopted her, but they didn't actually go through the paperwork, but she helps that family. And like he talks in this conversation about how much they adore her, and they wanted to adopt her because her mom is mean to her. And they talk about the story of this like insanely tragic incident of the woman, she's widowed, I guess, and her husband dying. And I haven't even gotten all the details on that, but it was like tragic. And so the mother is like still grieving this loss, and I haven't gotten all the storyline of like why she takes it out on her daughter, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like, because I had went and spent time with my grandmother, and I was always the black sheep, and there's a lot of stuff I just don't remember. I don't remember my mom just bullying me all the time. I remember a few specific things, and she didn't really hype up the dance for me, because other people would be like, you have such a great stage presence, but my mom didn't really like tell me to pursue that, like it was like, and my brother, it was always him and his art, and he was the greatest. And he's incredibly smart, and he was obedient. He was like obedient to her, I'm sure, much more so. And I was the one that would like, I don't remember being like the talking back type, but I remember being like, I'm leaving and I'm taking my stuff and I'm leaving. And I would like, so there's a lot of stories that I forgot. There's a lot of pieces of my childhood that I don't remember, but I know I've always been stubborn, and I've always been brave with my words, and I've been outspoken. There we go. Could find the words. And I'm like overcome, like with like, I can't put my head around it all the way. Cause I'm like, this was like the way that my grandmother was like trying to be like, and then one part of the story is like, your mother loves you. Like, she does love you. She can't embrace you, and how courageous you are to this girl. And this, anyway, and it's, I'm just like, I'm overcome. I'm obviously like, I'm just like, this amazing. And then I'm like, holy shit, like I'm trying to like live out this other life. And I have had she's in this crazy pinch in the story with money to go to school, because she doesn't have books. She doesn't have the right clothes. And there's a tuition that she has to pay, and her family doesn't have money for it. And so she's like trying to work it out with this guy that's like a godfather essentially. And it's just like blowing my mind and taking my breath away. And I'm like, how did I not read this book until now? And yet I don't think I wouldn't have fully I don't know if I would have understood it. And, I became different at some point. I internalized a lot, because my sister was always the one that like wanted a lot of conversation from my mom. And I remember like, you know, me and my, you know, my sister and my brother, but mostly me and my sister would play together. I would play by myself a lot too. And, I just became okay with doing my own thing. And, like I said, we would play together. We were siblings, so we would play together a lot and stuff. And, I need to wrap this up. I'm just like, I think that some of us just became this mirror to like all of these things, because I think that's what happens when you're empathic. It's like you just absorb all these people's pain, and so therefore you're healing it, and then you're reflecting that scar back or whatever, like in some kind of way, like you're reflecting it back. And so it's painful for these other people to see that. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that we don't deserve love, or that we don't deserve support, or that, you know, like there's not our people out here. I'm just like, I'm blown away by this story, and you need to go get the book. I mean, it's about a girl, but there's a parts about the other people and other characters. And I don't think that even matters, because it's healing me. I feel so blessed. I feel so scared about because I'm in like the same as that little girl. Like, what the hell am I going to do to make money? Like, I'm blown away that this is happening at like that. I cracked this book open at this point, and Teddy's turning 10, and it was 10 years. I was 10 when and then it was given to me, and that we're going through such a crazy situation. All right. You gotta go get the book. It's amazing.